Cromwell looks to add yet more trophies to her collection from one of the biggest single-breed horse shows in the world in Columbus, Ohio. But it comes at a huge cost. While filling in for Cromwell, a city clerk uncovers Cromwell's phony sewer account that has eluded City Hall's eyes for more than 20 years.
One of the statements from the RSCDA account came across her desk. She looked at it, didn't recognize it as a city account, and then expressed those concerns to the mayor, and then he forwarded that information to the FBI.
For Mayor Burke, it's the beginning of 6 months of nearly unbearable anxiety as he sits back and watches Cromwell continue to steal millions while the FBI conducts its investigation.
Once I knew what her method of operation was, we were able to see that she was taking these funds. And I even told the FBI agent once, I said, you know, if we don't find this pretty quick, there won't be any money left at the rate that she's going.
Finally, in the spring of 2012, Mayor Burke is told that the FBI is ready to make an arrest. Early in the morning on April 17th, Cromwell walks into Mayor Burke's office and finds 3 FBI agents waiting.
Yeah, I said, these 3 gentlemen would like to talk with you. She said, sure. And her face never changed emotion or anything. I was watching that carefully to see how she'd react. And it was just like real nonchalant. Almost made me wonder if she hadn't, you know, kind of mentally rehearsed.
Later that day, Cromwell is escorted from the office, charged with 1 count of wire fraud. But for U.S. Marshal Jason Wadillo, the work is just beginning. He seizes Cromwell's possessions and brings in auctioneer Mike Jennings to conduct one of the largest, most prestigious horse auctions in the world, all to raise money to give back to the town.
This was a world-prized herd that was being sold, and I knew that people were going to come from around the world to Dixon, Illinois for this auction, and they were going to spend money. They were going to eat at restaurants. They were going to stay at hotels, and all that tax revenue was going to be a byproduct of our auction. But it was very important to me, having sat down across from the dinner tables of many of these people in this community who were true victims, who were victimized for so long and deprived of services, public services. It was very important to me to have that auction, the live auction, in Dixon, Illinois.
Cromwell's horses bring in $5.5 million. Combined with selling Cromwell's other properties and assets, the U.S. Marshals returned to Dixon about $9.2 million. Most of the rest of the $53 million she stole are simply the sunken costs of Rita Cromwell riding after her extravagant and expensive dream.
In the 5 months that we managed the herd, we spent about $1.8 million in costs. And that's simply to manage the herd. We're not showing the horses. So, you know, our taking over of the operation, I think, speaks to knowing what we were paying, clearly what she must have been paying.
But it turns out all is not lost. In October 2013, Mayor Burke addresses the town of Dixon once again. The year before, the city sues its 2 auditors for not detecting $53 million being diverted into Cromwell's pocket, and sues Fifth Third Bank for allowing her to operate the secret account right under their noses. Without admitting wrongdoing, the 3 companies agree to pay $40 million back to the city of Dixon.
Out of this will come a better, a sounder, and a more attractive Dixon for all of us to live in.
Cromwell pleads guilty to 1 count of wire fraud, and on February 14, 2013, is sentenced to 19 years and 7 months in prison. If she's ever going to see Dixon's economic recovery, it won't be until she's 77 years old. In the meantime, people who work with her day in and day out, like Police Chief Dan Landglass, still have questions.
How could you, Rita? How could you? How could you hurt so many people? How could you do this? How could you put people's jobs, people's families at risk over your greed? For what, a horse? For a trophy? Are you kidding me?
Next on American Greed.